For 2 long years, Tommy was trapped in a concrete prison and forced to survive on bread and beer. Now the majestic Albanian bear, who became known as the world's saddest bear when his plight was revealed by the Mail, has finally been rescued from his tiny cell. Tommy, a brown bear who was stolen from his wilderness home to become a tourist attraction 2 years ago, was seized by the government and is now ready to start a new life in a nature reserve thanks to the overwhelming support of the British public. He was taken to Tirana Zoo to be checked by vets and will travel over the border to the bear sanctuary in neighboring Kosovo when the paperwork is complete. Karsten Hertwig, bear expert at the Four Paws charity, which organized the rescue with the Albanian Environment Ministry after pressure from an outraged public, said, "Tommy is in a very poor state. His teeth are badly damaged and he has injuries to his upper body. It's high time he was brought out of this horrible place. In our bear sanctuary, he'll receive first-class veterinary care and be able to live a life fit for a bear in a large enclosure, providing a habitat much closer to his natural environment, with grass, trees, and activities to keep him busy." Mail Online first revealed the brown bear's harrowing plight in July when charity Four Paws highlighted the appalling conditions the wild animal was being kept in. 2 years before, he had been roaming the mountains 40 miles north of the Albanian capital, Tirana. But then a restaurant owner decided he needed a new attraction and paid a vet to dart the beautiful bear, enabling his capture. It worked. They flocked to see the bear in the tiny cage, taking videos of him on their smartphones, posing for selfies, and if feeling kind, giving him sweets, cake, and crisps. His owner occasionally gave him beer to quench his thirst. By the time animal rights campaigners found him, Tommy's boredom and loneliness had gotten so bad, at some points it appeared he was harming himself on purpose. But then on Tuesday, 2 months after Mail Online published its first story about Tommy, he was finally rescued in an operation by the Albanian government and Four Paws. After examining Tommy, the Four Paws team and the ministry representatives took the mistreated bear to Tirana Zoo. Tommy will spend a few weeks at the zoo while preparations are being made to transfer him to Four Paws Bear Sanctuary in Pristina in Kosovo. The charity warned it will take some time for all the necessary paperwork to be in place to take Tommy and other bears to be taken across the border. Hertwig said, "We had to get Tommy to safety first. Now we've microchipped him, we can finalize the papers allowing him to be taken out of the country. As soon as we get approval, we hope to take him to Pristina." Along with Tommy, Four Paws also hopes to rescue 2 other bears from horrendous conditions in captivity in Albania and transfer them to Pristina. It comes after a landmark agreement in March between Four Paws and the Albanian Environment Ministry to find a long-term solution for the bears suffering in captivity in Albania. Tommy's story has a happy ending, but for dozens of other bears in Albania, the torture continues. According to Four Paws, there are up to 50 brown bears living in extremely poor conditions across Albania. Bears like Jeddah, known as the selfie bear. In the scorching heat of the Albanian summer, Jeddah's owner leads her by a chain attached to her nose across the beaches, cities, and tourist hotspots of the country. Jeddah and other bears like her go through enormous pain as their noses are very sensitive, and each time their owners pull on the chain, it causes immediate and significant distress. Kieran Harkin, head of wild animal campaigns at Four Paws, said, "It might seem surprising that this sad sight could be accepted as light entertainment by anyone. However, people often don't know that the suffering that selfie bears like Jeddah go through when they are cruelly forced to entertain humans in this manner. The tourism sector is one of the main drivers for economic growth in Albania, and the government aims to further develop the country into an attractive destination for tourists from Western countries. However, the cruel keeping and display of brown bears at restaurants, beaches, or cultural places is contrary to these plans. Reports from shocked tourists clearly indicate that the widespread cruelty to bears puts Albania's reputation as an up-and-coming holiday destination at risk. Although wild brown bears are protected by both Albanian legislation and international agreements, the illegal trade of bears in Albania has been flourishing for many years. Many of the bears are poached from the wild when cubs, then vegetate malnourished and neglected in small cages or chained next to restaurants, petrol stations, or hotels in order to attract customers and tourists. But Four Paws is hoping to put a stop to this with the help of the Albanian government and support from the UK. The group has launched a petition calling on the Albanian government to better protect the country's bears through new laws and stricter enforcement of existing animal cruelty legislation. Four Paws said the plight of Albanian bears received widespread attention in the UK after Mail Online reported on the sad case of Tommy in a tiny cage outside a restaurant to lure passers-by and demonstrating visible signs of physical and emotional distress. Tommy's story touched the hearts of the public, and Four Paws is now hoping to use that momentum to bring about real change in Albania through a new petition calling for a commitment from the Albanian Environment Ministry that it will address the problem and end the situation once and for all.
If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with your friends and family. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.